Hello. Hi, everyone. Here we go. It's Sunday night. We are live, and I see I've been missing a bit of chit chat. And you girls have been here, well, some of you have been here waiting for a while. So it's kind of cool. I like to, if I have time, and I did tonight, I like to actually look through the comments before I start so I can see, what the mood is and, how everyone's going. And I can see that we have lots of people here from all over the place. Hi, Jean. Jean's over in the US, in Oregon, if I remember rightly. And who else have we got? We've got a whole group of girls from not so far away, some New South Wales, some in Victoria. Hello, people. Hello, everyone. Look, thank you guys. I am so glad you guys enjoyed the watercolor stuff yesterday, the watercolor class. I really enjoyed doing it. But then once, like as Cherie said, once I get going, the nerves go. I'm always nervous beforehand because I think, oh, have I forgotten something? Is it going to work out like I think it is? That kind of stuff. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. So if I don't mention you by name, that's because we've already got quite a crowd on tonight. So I don't actually think I can get through everybody's names. So rather than leave people out, I try not to mention too many names right now and just say hi, everyone. Okay, so you managed to watch a bit, did you, Michelle? Fantastic. Oh, that's really good. That's really, really good. Yeah, look, watercoloring is one of those things. Can I suggest, if you're not completely happy with the results that you got yesterday, practice, okay? There's a saying around, and I've heard this recently that I thought this is really good, that I was listening to a guy who was saying practice, practice makes what? And, the audience yelled back and said, perfect. And he said, wrong. That's totally wrong. Dismantle that belief. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improvement. And you practice and you practice and you practice and you practice until you get better. And that really is what it comes down to. So I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I would like to do, I'd like to do more of these because techniques are kind of my thing. That's what I like to share and what I like to teach. So with your permission, I'd like to have more of these coming up in the coming months, and I hope that you'll come back and watch more. So I'm pretty excited to offer lots of different things, and we might throw a few other things in there. So we might do some techniques, but we might also do some styles of cards. Like I have a big thing, some of you know this already, I have a big thing for diorama cards, and maybe that would make a really great class 1 month where we do different types of diorama cards, because diorama cards, people think they're hard, but they're not. They're really easy. So, you just need good instructions, and I can give you those. So yeah, I'm hoping that everyone's going to come along and watch more as we go ahead and see how this new system works. So I thought tonight, I'm going to switch over to the desk in a second. Before I start my first project, I'm going to quickly run through all the other cards that you get in the tutorials. For anyone who, for those of you who ordered last month in August, last night, not only did you get the packets in the mail, but last night I also sent out the tutorials, the bundle of tutorials to everybody, which had another 5 videos that you could learn different types of watercoloring techniques. So I'm going to show you the cards that are featured in those tutorials, and we'll quickly go through them. Oh, diorama cards, is that what you're, sorry, I don't know the word that you just said, Donna. Did you mean to type that word? Is it diatomaceous? Don't know what that is. Or is that a typo? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If it's a special kind of card, I need to do some research because I don't know what that one is. Hey, Trudy. Hi, Anita. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the class. That's fantastic. If you didn't see the class, okay, you can go back and watch it. It's available to everyone. You didn't have to register or anything like that. It's just a public video that I do live for everyone. And then people can choose whether they want to purchase the tutorials, or if they have got the, if you've already got the bundle because you ordered last month, you're going to get the tutorials. In fact, you'll already have them. I sat down and made sure they all went out to everyone last night. So there you go. If you didn't get it, please reach out and let me know. Okay. All right. So let's have a quick switch over to the desk. Here we go. All right, so you can see I'm on my desk now. I'll just move that for a second. So this is the card we did yesterday, and this is no line watercoloring, and this is the one that we were focusing on. You can see I've got a couple of different versions, some darker, some lighter. And there's another one down here somewhere too. That's another one I did. So I did a few practice runs because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing and felt confident and not so nervous to be able to teach you guys. Oh, it is a diorama card. I was hoping it was a typo because I'm thinking I have no idea what that card is that you just said. There you go. Hey, Sandra, nice to see you. Right, then this is just watercoloring with a waterproof image, and there's a video on how to do that. This one is another no line watercoloring using a different stamp and different colors to give you a totally different effect. Then we did some, one of the videos focuses on watercolor shapes. So there's that one and one other card. It's the poppy one. Hang on, where is it? Here it is. Okay, this one as well. Those two are in the one video, different ways to use watercolor shape stamps. Then this one is focusing on, and so is this one, on watercoloring an embossed image, and I show you how to do that. I'm not focusing on embossing because that's not the technique that we're particularly trying to play with this time, but maybe we'll do embossing another time. I don't know. Maybe we will. What is that flower on the card? Which card did you mean? Did you mean the first card, or did you? There's been a few, Donna. So you just let me know. Do you mean this one? If you mean this one, it's called Cottage Rose. Hey, Joan, nice to see you. And Cottage Rose is a stamp set that's been around for a little while. It's in our annual catalogue. And not only did I use it in my class yesterday, yeah, this one, okay, it's called Cottage Rose. And it's part of the Abigail Rose suite, all right? So if you go looking for it in your catalogue, I think I know where it is. Here we go. So it's here on page 57. It's this beautiful Cottage Rose set, and this is the flower that I've coloured. And you can see it looks really different when you use no line watercolouring because you get rid of most of the lines. So it's totally a different look for it. Okay, then there's all these other little images and sentiments as well. The beautiful, beautiful, I love this neutral paper. The DSP is called Abigail Rose. There's matching ribbon. And there's also matching dies for the stamp set. Now, just for anyone who loves, hey, Monique, nice to see you. The thank you card. The thank you card, which one do we mean? I'm wondering which one is the thank you card. Not that one, not that one. You mean this one? Do you mean that one? That's got a thank you on it. Maybe that's the one you're after. That one is the set in here is called Blessings of Home. Okay, if that's the one that you're looking for, and that's also in your annual catalogue as well. Blessings of Home. So really, really pretty, lovely, different types of things. Now, what I was about to say is Stampin' Up is doing, if you like the same sort of crafting along and following along, the experts at Stampin' Up, I certainly don't claim to be one of those, but Stampin' Up do have a live crafting video coming up next Saturday for World Card Making Day, which is the 1st of October. Okay, and that'll be at 2 p.m, the same time that mine was on yesterday. 2 p.m. next Saturday, they are doing a like a 3-hour, so from 2 till 5, a 3-hour craft along event where you can follow along with what they have, and they're going to be using 3 sets. This is one of the sets, okay, Cottage Rose. So so if you really, really like this one, you might want to grab it before next Saturday, because then this is for customers and demonstrators alike. Everyone can take part, and it's going to be a really cool afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. So there's Cottage Rose. The next step they're using is Cottage Wreath. And then the third one is a brand new set, which I'm actually going to show you tonight. So we'll talk about that again in a little while. But I will, I'm going to actually play with that set tonight. It's called Warm Welcome, and we're going to have a quick play with it. Okay, something brand new to show you. It's always good to have new things to show. All right. So tonight I thought I started to prepare for tonight, and I was going to use the painted Christmas paper, okay, which is this beautiful paper, and I'll bring it over so you can see it. And it goes with a set called Christmas Season, which is on page 44. Here, this Christmas Season stamp set, okay. And then when they came out in the mini catalogue last year, because this one's been around for a while, we had all these lovely pine cones and like foliage kind of stamps, but then on the as part of the same bundle, they were offering the Christmas to Remember stamp set. Now they are no longer part of a bundle, but you'll notice they are still on the same page, this double layout. So you can see the sentiments that actually go really nicely with this set, because this set doesn't have any sentiments in it. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tina. All right, so these here are what I was going to play with tonight. So I pulled out all the different bits and pieces, and this is the paper, and I really, really like this green and white. This is garden green, this colour. It's a nice strong green, but not as dark as, say, Mossy Meadow, a little bit lighter and brighter than that. And then we've got the great little pine cones on the other side, which is, if I bring it up, you can see the colours in that. It's really nice, very, very, very pretty. So even though this paper's been around for a while, it's still worth a look. If you don't have it, it's a great Christmas paper. You can see there's lots of reds and greens. And on the back, you know, we've got some little like smaller foliage there on the back. Then we've got the one I just showed you. This one has soft seafoam holly on one side. Can you see it? That's a bit tricky to see, isn't it? I don't know if you can see that, kind of see that. And then more pine cones. We've got some little red, kind of like a herringbone brick work on the other side. Sorry, someone was asking about whether they'll record the craft along next Saturday. I think because it's public, and that's what Donna was saying, because it's going to be on YouTube and it's available to customers as well as demonstrators, I don't believe it's going to be a private link. I think it's going to be public. So like what I did yesterday, public. So I think the advantage of doing a public video is that, you know, you're going to reach more people, right? And that is what I'm aiming to do, is to reach more people as much as I can. So I figure, you know, I might not be everybody's cup of tea, and the kind of classes I run might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I know it's going to appeal to somebody, and they're the people that I want to talk to. So this little kind of like little pine leaves and holly berries, they're on one side. That's really pretty. Then just some really pretty green leaves, and you can see it's just really nice paper. Great for backgrounds, like a lot of backgroundy kind of things. Okay, and then of course you've got your beautiful stamps that go with it. And that's what I was going to do tonight. Okay, I was going to do these, and then about, I don't know, about 45 minutes ago, I had a message from a lovely customer. Hi, Sol Vega. Hope you're well. And she was asking whether I'd be able to do something in one of my lives with the Peaceful Deer bundle. And I thought, why not? Let's throw the Peaceful Deer into this mix tonight. We're going to use the paper from this set. Okay, you can see I've already cut a sheet of paper here. And then we're going to use our Peaceful Deer to create a little scene. So I thought that might be kind of fun. I haven't actually made the card yet. We're going to start by doing the normal thing, which is folding a piece of A4 cardstock, which has been cut in half. We're going to fold that in half again to make our card base. Okay, that's always the way we start, because it means that we're able to, I don't have a bone folder close, but that's okay. I'm going to use this. If ever you can't find a bone folder, these little scoring blades from the score tool, the Simply Scored, those actually work quite well as bone folders. So there you go, a little tip for you. All right, so we'll set that white piece of paper, our card base, to one side. And I've got a couple of pieces here. I hadn't decided whether I wanted this. Like you can see, the paper is kind of different shades. This one has got more like white or a misty look to it, and this one's darker. So given that I want to put a scene in the middle, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to use, this is actually one of the dies from the matching, what am I trying to say? The matching die bundle, the matching die set that goes with, here they are. It's called Seasonal Labels, and there's our Christmas season stamp set. These do go together, even though they're not actually a bundle anymore, because they were a bundle. They're usually a bundle when they first come out, and then if they go into subsequent catalogues, they might not be a bundle anymore. You can still buy them, but they're just not a 10% off bundle. Okay, so good morning. It's 5:40 a.m. That's very early in New York. Oh, it's nice to be caught live. Thank you so much, Diane. Nice to meet you. I love the pine cones too. Aren't they cool? It's really, really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly take a peek at these because I want to show you how fabulous they are. If you bought them last year, you'll know about how fabulous they are. If you haven't bought them yet, you might want to have a look at them because there's 19 dies in this set, which is a really substantial set. We've got a lot of label shapes, which you can see I've cut out a few of the label shapes here. So we've got this big one, we've got a smaller one that fits inside that and one that fits inside that again. We have a long kind of banner label that's great for a sentiment. We've got a small one for a little sentiment, a funny, I don't even know what kind of shape that is. It's a funny shape. Anyway, a couple of the framelits that cut out the stamps, the foliage stamps. And then on the second page, we've got a whole bunch of different little holly ones here. These cut out, they cut out different parts of the stamp set. And I think they might also cut out one of the sheets of paper, but don't quote me on that. I probably should have found that out before I said that. But anyway, so 19 dies, really, really useful. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and just cut out a few of them before we started. Because I thought I'll use the big one because then we can put our deer and little scene for the deer to sit against. We're going to create a little scene on our label. So the Peaceful Deer bundle, just like this set, has been around since last year. It's a really cool little set because it has a matching punch, and we love matching punches and dies. Okay, so this little guy here, and also this one that says "Oh, what fun" on his body, matches this punch. Last year we had matching paper as well, and some of the deers were facing this way and some of the deers were facing the other way, and I did do a video to show you how to punch out the deers regardless of which way they were facing. So I gave some tips on how to do that, and that was a bit of fun. I enjoyed doing that video. It was kind of cool. So I'm deciding whether, the big question we have now, actually maybe I'll cut out my deer first and then we can make our decision, is whether we're going to go portrait and have our deer across this way, or whether we're going to go landscape and have our deer going across here. So I am not sure. I'm sort of favoring landscape tonight. You got that one last year? Yeah, it's really nice and it's still around. So I know there's people out there that don't have it yet. So yeah. All right, so I might start by doing the deer. Let's start with that. And I've already gone and put the deer onto a block. He fits really nicely onto D block. And I'm going to grab some Memento ink. So this is Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm going to ink up my stamp, and we're going to do this onto a piece of scrap paper, and we're just going to pop it down here near the bottom, so his feet are down near the bottom, because we need to reach in with our punch. He stamps really nicely. It's a very graceful looking deer, isn't it? Okay, so this is why we do it from the bottom. So when we reach in, if we did it up near the top there, we wouldn't be able to reach it. Okay, you need his feet at the bottom of the paper. And then we're going to line him up with the punch. And just take your time when you're lining them up. You want to make sure you get all the bits in. Landscape, says Donna. Says Anita, landscape. Yeah, maybe landscape's the go. If you guys want landscape, I'm certainly going to do it. So, all right. So then we have our little... Now, here's the thing. If you want to colour this in, and I do, it's actually easier to colour while it's still attached to the paper before you punch it out. Did I think of that a moment ago? No, I didn't. Now we have a decision to make. Are we going to do a grey deer, or are we going to do like a beige fawn crumb cake coloured deer? This is how it's going to look if I do it in crumb cake. So this is light crumb cake. And I've got smoky slate as well. I could do a grey one. What do we think? Oh, what time do you normally go to bed? Either, says Ellen. Ellen, do you mean either the landscape or do you mean either for the colours? Just waiting for someone to tell me which way to go. We can go grey or we can go crumb cake. Smoky slate or crumb cake. Crumb cake, says Denise. Crumb cake, says Anita. Okay, crumb cake it is. All right, so I would have made life a little easier for myself if I had done this colouring before. Actually, I'm going to use the other end. If I had done the colouring before I punched it out, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And I'm going to do the darker areas sort of underneath him where there would be shadow. I'm going to do that first. So down here a little bit, there'll be some shadow here probably. And then maybe a little bit here. And then I'm going to take to him with my light crumb cake, and then we're going to blend that in. So I do circles over the areas that I've just done. And that's when it starts to blend the dark and the light colors together. I'm actually going to use the smaller end for his legs because that's definitely too fine a work to actually... I think this is getting a little dry. I might have to get a new one. I'm wondering, do I have another crumb cake? I might have another crumb cake. I've got, just looking to see what else I've got. Yep, here you go. This one's better. So this is like crumb cake as well. I just happen to have an extra one and I picked up the wrong one, obviously. So when you use blends, you want to stamp with Memento or a classic ink. It doesn't have to actually be Memento. It just needs to be a water-based ink because your alcohol markers are obviously alcohol, and so therefore you don't want to put them on something like StazOn, which tends to bleed. But if you remember yesterday when we're doing our watercoloring, you do want to use StazOn when you're watercoloring because it doesn't run when you add water. So once you sort of get the hang of which one goes with which, it's actually rather nice because you can get a really good result. Okay. I'm going to use my fine end to do this leg here. And I'm going to throw that crumb cake, that light crumb cake one away so I don't get them mixed up. There we go. Chucked it. All right, and I'm going to use, I've got a little bit of petal pink for her. Is it a girl? Do we think it's a girl? I think it might be. I don't know. I don't know how we know, but there are, in the stamp set, there are antlers that you can add. Okay. Which looks really nice if you stamp it and then add the antlers on the stamped image. When you're punching it out, you would have to put the antlers down and then sort of line it up so this actually is in front of the antlers. But it doesn't look, I don't think it looks quite as realistic as the stamping straight onto. All right. I'm happy enough with that. That's looking pretty cute. Yeah? Do we like it? Let's have a look. Where is it? Where's my camera? Ta-da. All right, that's looking pretty good. All right. Oh, sorry. Ellen, you said grey and we already went for the... Yeah, that's right. So the antlers for the boy. That's right. Yep. Or the buck, as you say. Yep. I think too. I think girl too. All right. So we're going to bring our little deer is going to go right here, kind of in the middle of our little scene, but we need to create something, and we've got some from the same stamp set. You can see there's 4 different little trees, and I'm using a couple of them. I'm using this one here with the 3, and there's also one here with 2, that one there. Okay, I'm going to use those 2, and I'm going to use my garden green ink because that's going to be a good you could also pick another couple of greens if you wanted to. So I'm going to have a couple of these, and by stamping it twice, I've got a hair on it. Oh my goodness, probably a cat hair. What do you think? There's a hair there. Oh well. Never mind, I'll stamp it off. This is the problem with having cats, guys. Do you know, every time I want to use my light box, I have to go and make sure there's no cat hairs in it, because Crumpet loves sitting in the light box. That's his thing. So okay, I'm kind of just going to stamp a few of these off so I get some dark and light trees. Whoop, I missed a bit in that one. Let me try again. That's what happens when I'm rushing. Okay, can we see that? It's kind of cute. So we've got a bunch of little trees kind of in different colors just by stamping off, and then what if we do, if we add our little deer there in front, that's kind of looking cute. If you obviously, if you wanted deer right in the center, I've left some room at the top to do a sentiment, but if you wanted your deer to be higher up, then you would have just started stamping your trees a little bit higher up as well. But it's kind of cute. All right, so let's add some dimensionals behind here. So one behind her bottom and one behind her chest. And I think I need maybe just a little mini dimensional behind her head. And her legs will be fine. We don't need her any worrying about that. They'll just hang there. No one will know that they're not attached. There we go, just like that. Do we like that? Is that looking cute? Yes, I know. Crumpet's the one that gets in the light box. Merlot's not interested in the light box, so he never gets in there. There's no food in the light box, so Merlot has no interest in that. Crumpet, however, doesn't care. He's just likes to be wherever he thinks he can be a nuisance. And that's okay. All right. Okay, so I'm thinking now maybe I'll go with the darker one. And I could just stamp straight on. I could, if I wanted to, use this banner and pop a banner across the top. That would look nice as well, and would give me a little bit more room for stamping if I wanted to do that. Let's just start by attaching this to our garden green base here. I'm just going to use some seal. And let's pop this right here in the middle. So I've cut the green piece here is 14.3 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide. 10 here, 14.3, and then the DSP piece is half a centimeter smaller, so it is 13.8 long and 9.5 wide. Okay, that's your metric measurements, and of course you would change those to suit your US letter cardstock. I'm deciding whether I want to. You'd wash for hours. I don't know. I think it would get. Yes, I think some blending. You're right, Joan. Let's do that. That's a great idea. Let's add a little bit of blending. Good thinking. So I've got a blending brush here, and a color that I quite often blend with is Balmy Blue. I use either Balmy Blue or Pool Party are probably two colors that to me look like sky. So let's kind of just go over the edges of this to start with, and then move our color down a little bit. How's that looking? I think it looks nice. Thank you for the suggestion, Joan. That was great. All right, so there we go. That's looking really good. Oh, don't worry, Jody. We won't forget the bling. Of course not. There's just no way, right? All right, so I'm going to come in here, and I'm thinking, what sentiment will I use? So we've got so many nice Christmas sentiments at the moment, so I'm just making a choice which one I want. A nice season's greetings is in here. This season's greetings from Merriest Moments. This is another set that was around last year and it's made a return, and that's in the mini catalogue, but it was in last year's mini as well. I find that the sets, you know, we're all keen to move on to brand new things, and sometimes the sets that make a return don't get much of a push. So isn't that funny? Ellen actually thought of you when she made a blingless card. Goodness me. That's a good point, Michelle. Yeah, if the deer was standing, I think we would need to have something down the bottom to use as ground. But because it's running, we'd get away with that. You're absolutely right. So we've got a couple of nice greetings. We've got a season's greetings, a Merry Christmas, a 'Tis the Season. The 'Tis the Season is nice. But I'm sort of leaning towards this season's greetings here in this set. So let's blingless cards. Here we go. Season's greetings. That's a good size too. I think that's the one we want to use. So let me grab my block. And I'm going to do, I think I'll do that in garden green as well. Just we'll keep the green the same because that way tonally we know it's going to work. Oh, Cherie's telling you off, Ellen. Absolutely. So let's have a look here. Let's get this season's greetings right here at the top. The good thing about these photopolymer stamps is you can see exactly where you're going. And let me pop some dimensionals on the back of this. I think it might need a ribbon. And yes, bling. We know. But I'm thinking maybe some gold ribbon might be good. Whoop, better put it up the right way. Not that it really matters now. It will matter when we stick it on the card front, or the card base. Right, so this is how this is looking. What do we think? Do we like it? I think it's working, but I do feel it needs bling and maybe some shiny ribbon. So we have a couple of options for ribbon in the mini catalogue. If you want to ever see what ribbons are now available in whichever catalogue you happen to be looking at, go to the index, and in the accents and embellishments, there's actually a special section just for ribbon. Okay, we've got the gold shimmer ribbon, which we had last year, which is the one I was thinking of using, and also this golden vanilla. So I might look at both of those, and I think one or the other will be lovely. So the shimmer ribbon is this one. This one. It's got this beautiful, it's almost like, it feels like a taffeta. It's really, really nice, and that would look really good. Oh, yes, Wink of Stella could look good. Wink of Stella is almost always a good idea. And then this one here is the vanilla and gold 3/8 inch ribbon. Okay, this one is also really nice, and I'll hold it closer so you can see it's kind of like an organza in the middle there, and then you've got your shiny. So both of those are beautiful gold shiny kind of, but I'm leaning, I know which one I'm thinking about. I'm leaning towards the metallic one, the shimmery ribbon. You're wondering how I store my ribbon. I just have two boxes, and one is for shiny ribbon and one is for plain, not shiny ribbon. That's how I do it. So this is the first one here, and it does look really pretty. But yeah, no, I really think I want to use this gold ribbon. I think that'll be really beautiful. Oh, you think it's the vanilla and the gold? Oh, making more cards for Michelle. Michelle, who lives across the ditch. For anyone who doesn't know, when someone lives in New Zealand, us Australians say they live across the ditch. Do you guys say that too, Michelle? Or is it just us that says this? Or across the pond. I've heard that said as well. All right, so I'm thinking this little gold ribbon is going to just set this whole card off. I think it's going to be really nice. So let me... Oops. So my daughter has a friend over tonight, and they're watching a movie out in the lounge room. They're watching About Time. Has anyone else seen About Time? That's one of my favourite movies. I think it's a great movie. All right, so this, look how nice a ribbon this ties. It's such a nice bow. It's gorgeous. Very, very pretty. All right, so let's glue dot that ribbon on because I think it looks beautiful. Well, that's right. Mainland is from Tasmania. That's right. Oh, yes, I've heard that too, Jenny, for people in Tassie, where they say across the pond. I think the gold matches the deer too. Yep. All right, so let's pop this on here. I just think it's very, very pretty. Look at that. It's looking good. We are gonna, that's your first bit of bling, and I'm thinking maybe I'll add some, maybe some festive, maybe some little gold festive pearls would be nice. These are really, really nice, these festive pearls. Oop, just dropped them down. Now, interestingly, in the catalogue, they're called festive pearls. On the packaging, they're called red and green adhesive back pearls, which is really silly because it's not just red and green. You've got red, green, silver, and gold. So I think the festive pearls is a much better name. All right, so let's stick one of those little pearls down here. And then I might do another one kind of. There we go, just like that. And now on the back, we need to glue this on, and you can use seal or Tombow, whatever you like, or tape if you're a tape fan. Who's a tape fan? Anyone? Who's ignoring who? Am I ignoring you guys? Yes, the friend. You are correct. Yes, that is right. Yeah. It's very new. And it's kind of the first for, we've never been through this before, so it's very interesting. But yes, that's a code. It's a good movie, isn't it? Isn't it a good one, Jody? I've seen it about 5 times. It's actually one of my husband's favourite movies as well. He's very taken with that one. So this card turned out pretty nice. It sort of managed to turn out like it was in my head. And thank you, Solvega, for requesting something with the peaceful deer. I love getting requests, and I love being able to say, yep, I can do that. And I think it turned out really nice. What do we think? Do we like it? I can see a few people saying they like it, so that's really cool. Ah, evil twins. I don't think so. All right, let me pop that one to one side, and then we'll quickly have a look at something brand new tonight. So like I was saying, next weekend, Stampin' Up is doing a craft along event on Saturday afternoon for World Card Making Day. It starts at 2 o'clock our time, Sydney time. And they are doing 3 stamp sets, using 3 different stamp sets. So if you have them, it'll make it a lot easier to craft along and get a similar result to what they're doing. The Cottage Rose set, the Cottage Wreath set, which is also in the mini, and then a brand new one that you might not have seen before called Warm Welcome. Okay, now the Warm Welcome set is going to be in our next mini catalogue that comes out in January. And so this is an early release. They've released it so that people who want to get it for next weekend can get it. So let me show it to you. Just move some stuff off here. All right, so the Warm Welcome stamp set is this one. Now, who wants to tell me why I like this set? Well, there's a couple of reasons actually. If you can get two, if you guys can get 2 reasons, I'll think you're pretty impressive. Okay. Yes, Katrina's got the first one. It's got a pussycat. Look at that. A cute little pussycat that could be a crumpet or a merlot. Exactly. And there's another reason, and that's because also, Vega, did you like my deer card? Did you see it? I hope you enjoyed it because I made it just for you. The cat and the coffee cup. Well, actually, yes, the coffee cup is another reason. But the other reason is a little bit more obscure, and that is simply that I love anything to do with houses. And to me, this is like you've got the front door of a house. It's not the whole house, but it is the front door, and it kind of is it's inviting. I think this would be a great card to give, to give a new neighbor, or or as a housewarming card, that kind of things. And yes, it's got some really nice words as well. Margaret, you're right. Okay. And Yep, the door is always open. That's right. So there's some of the nice ones that are in here. You've got my door is always open for you, which I think is just beautiful. And then you've got, you've got the two little coffee or tea, actually the tea, because there's a tea bag on this one. So this lady must be having, or it could be a guy. It doesn't actually say it could be Where's Wally too, because it's got a stripy, they're wearing stripy shirts. Can you see that? So maybe it's Where's Wally. I don't know. Or a clown. Ronald McDonald, maybe. Anyway, we got this person's having coffee and this one's having a cup of tea because there's a tea bag hanging over the top. So that's how I like to see it. I like the little shoes. I think that's super cute. And you've got two big pairs of shoes and a little tiny baby pair of shoes. So it could be a really good little set to give to someone who's maybe expecting a bubby as well. So aren't they nice? It's a really nice little set. So it also has a set of matching dies. Okay, and I thought I would have a little play. I've already had a little play just before I came live tonight because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing. So you've got like a lovely standalone door here, which I think you could cut that out. It's got like panels in the door, just like, in fact, my door has panels a little bit like that. Okay, this one cuts out the arms with the coffee cups or the tea cups. This one cuts out the shoes. This little one cuts out the pussycat. And then what I really liked about this set, I don't know if you can see it, these are all different numbers, okay? They're back to front because it's reversed, but from 0 to 9, so you could put a house number on a door. Or if you're a scrapbooker, you could, do a date or something like that. I really thought these were cute, right? Yeah, you could do a lot with this, okay? So I'm going to I just thought I'd go something really simple with this tonight because I haven't played with it a lot. But the first thing I did do, and I've already done it just to move things along a little bit, was I have embossed the front of my white card. Like, this is my basic white, and I folded it in half, and then I ran half the front half of the card through my embossing folder. This is the bricks and mortar. Is that the name of this embossing folder? Do you know what? This embossing folder is just beautiful, and I can't believe I only just got it. So I'm using it all of a sudden. Yep, bricks and mortar 3D embossing folder. You could use the door with a wreath for Christmas. Of course you could. Okay. I think that there's a lot of different ways you can use this. It's a really cool thing. So I did actually, sort of like I said, have a little play just before I started. I thought I might put a pussycat in my doorway because, why not? And I haven't stamped him yet, so I'm going to stamp him and cut him out. And then I had already cut out the door though. So where did I put it? Here it is. So this is the door stamp. Can you see it? It's quite big. It fits on block E, but I don't know if you can see it there. Can you see it? So, it's like a door, the perspective, you can see this perspective of the door there. And then this is the open door where we can put things like the shoes or the cat or words or whatever you would like to do in there. So I've already taken the liberty of cutting out a door. Okay. And when you do this and put it on here, I'm thinking, well, we don't really want the inside to be the same color as the door. Okay, in my case anyway. There's a lot of different ways we can do this, but I thought about maybe you could do a white piece. So I stamped it again, and then I figured I'd cut that out by hand. Okay, there isn't a die that cuts it out, or is there? You know what? I just realized there is a die that cuts it out. Hang on a second. Oh my gosh. I'm a very happy person because I was going to cut that out by hand, but I don't have to. I can actually cut this out. Oh my goodness, guys. How exciting. All right, so I was going to do a white one and then stamp on that, but I'm actually thinking we might have a bit of fun and do this with a piece of pattern paper. This is from the cup of tea, the Tea Boutique paper. The whimsical embossing folder. Which one is the whimsical embossing folder, Donna? I know. I can't believe it took me so long to buy that embossing folder, really. It's been around for so long, and I'm thinking, why didn't I own that? So which one is the whimsical one? Whimsical. We have wing tree. We have twigs and sprigs. I don't know which one is the whimsical one. Maybe you can point me to which page it's on. Or maybe I have misunderstood. But one with the trees on it. Oh, I know the one. It's in the mini catalog. I know the one you mean. Right. So let's have a quick look at that. This one, Whimsical Woodland. Yes, I think I do have that. I'm not sure. I know I have Charming Landscapes. Do I have Whimsical Woodland? Maybe not. I have the Charming Landscapes one, which is a mini one as well, and that's on page 17. I did a card with that a few weeks ago, and we painted it. So it's got like mountains and then a little village. And I really like that one too. I might do something with that maybe next weekend. Maybe, if I remember. We'll see. Yeah, I found it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper. And I had stamped it thinking I was going to have to cut it out by hand, but I don't need to do that because there's a die, and I can't believe I didn't realize there was a die. So you can see, just pop that right there. Not that it really matters because it's just going to cut out the shape for me. And I then thought this would be nice for, I probably should have zoomed out so you can see better what I'm doing, but anyway, I'm only cutting out one thing at the moment. Let's pull that out. Okay, so this piece here. And then this is going to go in here, inside my doorway. It's kind of cute. So it's not, you know, obviously it's not realistic. Most people wouldn't have green and white. Maybe they've got wallpaper. Maybe it's green and white stripy wallpaper, but most people probably don't have that inside their door. But hey, we're making a card. It doesn't have to be realistic. Let's pop that inside the lines there. And that will do. Okay, and then you can see how that's going to look here on the front. Now, the other thing is we've had other sets, which, for example, some of you may remember it's now retired, but we had the cactus. What was the Cactus Cutie set that was in the last mini? If anyone still has that punch, you could punch out the little flower pot shape and actually put the flower pots in front of the door. That would look rather nice as well. All right, I think we need a cat because, you know, we just do. So let me grab that. And I'm going to cut my little, I'm going to stamp him first and colour him. And we'll do him in Memento as well. He's very cute. He looks happy. Do you know, something I've learned since I've owned cats is I learned that cats, if they have their tail in the air, it means they're happy. Okay. And let me tell you, Crumpet always, almost always has his tail in the air. Just amazing that whenever he's anywhere in the house, he always has a tail sticking straight up. All right, I am going to try here. I'm not sure how I'm going to go because I know one of these pumpkin, I'm going to do try and do a ginger cat. But I've got pale papaya and I've got pumpkin pie, and Crumpet is quite orange. Okay, but I have a feel I'm going to use the skinny end. Let's see. Oh, actually, I probably don't want to go much lighter than this because let's just try and see how we go. Okay, we go to light pumpkin pie, which is not a lot lighter, and that's fine. Now, for those of you who know, he's kind of tigery stripes. He has like a real, and he has some white on his face, so I might not colour in the whole face. And I'm just wondering, maybe I should add, oh, I'm going to, okay, I've got dark crumb cake, and I've also got a little bit of, oh, that's too dark. Dark soft suede, definitely be too dark. So let me just see. I might regret this. And do some like little stripes. That didn't really work, but oh well, it was worth a try. I'm going to do his tail. I think I will give him a stripy tail. That seems to make sense. So I'm going to use the skinny end. There we go. That looks better. And then we need to grab our little, there's a little die for him. Look, isn't this cute? Look at that. Super cute. All right. Grab my, I'm going to actually not bring my Big Shot over. Sorry, my cut and emboss machine. If anyone ever comes to visit me, lately Crumpet has taken to sitting on the windowsill. So if you do happen to come down to visit, look, see, there he is sitting in the bottom. Look at that. How cute is that? And I would do a black and white one as well, but he would need to be much larger, like probably twice the size. Now, we do have some cute little things here. I could use a cute little heart and put like a little heart in the middle here. That would be rather nice. The other thing I could do is I could put some words there. Let's have a look and see what words we have. We've got the "My door is always open for you," and I'm wondering if that's going to be, we have a welcome, we have a hello, it's your day. So many nice sayings in here, really, really nice. I'm wondering if the "My door is always open" is going to be too big. It really doesn't quite, I mean, it would. I guess it does. You know what? Let's give it a try and see how that looks. I'm going to go with, and I'm going to use Memento again, just because we've already used Memento for our outlines. Thanks, Donna. Yeah, he does show up on Instagram every now and then. I made you buy it. Which one? Which one did I make you buy? This set? Because this is the first time I've ever used it myself, is tonight. All right, so there's "My door's always open for you" and the pussycat down the bottom there. What do we think? Do we like that? I'm going to put a couple of mini, oh, no, you know what? Just normal dimensionals will fit fine, I think, behind. I've got a couple of minis here. I'll just use those. One there and one there. And this is a pretty simple card, really. And let's pop him right down there at the doorway. Actually, I'm wondering if I should have put him to one side. What do you think? Should we have him on one side of the door or right in the middle? What do you guys think? I kind of like him on one side, I think. All right, let's pop some dimensionals behind our doorway. To one side, says Judy. Hi, Judy. How are you? That's true. You could always stamp more and add more. I'm wondering what else, if anything, I need to add to this door. Obviously, we can add, if we want to, a little bit of bling here, like we did before. We had those, maybe I'll go with silver this time. I'm going to use, I'll do one for a doorknob, a silver doorknob. That looks rather good. One side, says Cherie. You like him on the side, Katrina? That's good. And Judy said the same. So, yeah. So maybe that is the way to go. I mean, that's a very simple card. I'm wondering if it needs something. Something I could have done, and I didn't do it before I started, is I could have actually done a bit of a wash over the top of, or even blending brushes over the top of my brickwork to make the bricks stand out a little bit more. That might have been a good look. I still could do that effectively by using a sponge and just go around it, and that would look rather nice. But it kind of looks nice just on the white too. You would think I should colour the bricks, says Jody, colour the bricks. Add steps up to the door from the bottom of the card. Well, we could do that. It needs steps, says Michelle. And Jody, Cherie said the same thing. I am thinking about doing a little bit of, something else. If you wanted to, you could also add Winker Stella to your cat and make him shiny. That would also be a cute little thing to do. I'm going to add a bit of Winker Stella over his face and his little body and his tail. So now he's a little bit glittery. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm thinking about how to go. Another way to go would be to use an aqua painter or a water painter, and actually you can be more precise with that. So let me see. I'm thinking about going with, I only want to go quite light. And then I can always add some darker, like soft suede ones if I wanted to. But I'm going to start just really light. So I'm using my block. For those of you who were watching the watercolor thingy, you'll notice that, you know, I use blocks these days to. So let's add. And I'm not going to add. I'm not going to add it to all of them. I'm thinking I might just start with doing a few here and there. What do we think? Do we like this idea? If I use a sponge, now that I've already stuck down my door, the sponge is going to be a little trickier. I think it does look better. It needed something. It just wasn't quite enough. Now, right now, we're quite light with our bricks. All right, so that's a start. What do we think? Is that looking better? Should we do some more? Cat hair and glitter. Yeah, I'm deciding whether I want to add maybe a couple of darker ones, or whether I'd be going, do I want to go up to a darker one, or do I want to keep it? And you know what? I thought I was doing crumb cake, and this is not crumb cake. This is Sahara sand. I picked up the wrong ink pad. Not that it matters, really. The Sahara sand is fine. And that's the thing with a lot of our neutrals. You know, you don't. I'm just actually going to go with Sahara sand again and do a few darker ones that have got less water mixed in. More, says Jody. Maybe a couple of darker ones. Well, we're kind of darkening them up just by using a fresher, a more freshly inked block. I'm going to keep doing that. Deciding where I want my darker color to be. What do we think? Is it looking better? I think it does look better. It needed something, right? What do we think? Should we add more, or do you think this is enough? What do we think? I mean, I could do all of them, but then I'm wondering, and you know, some dark, some light, and I'm wondering if that would be good or whether I just stop before I go too crazy. Do you know what? There is an art to knowing when to stop. Enough, says Michelle. A few more at the bottom, says Jody. All right, I'll do another one just for you, Jody. How about that? There we go. Now it looks like a French townhouse, says Cherie. Ooh, ooh la la. I think maybe a couple of people saying enough now, and I think maybe you're right. So we ended up not doing crumb cake. This is Sahara sand, but it still looks perfectly fine. And we didn't go up to Sahara sand. Sorry, up to soft suede. Oh, look, I feel like I need one here. Just a light one. There we go. I think that's enough. I need to not go too crazy. All right, so here we go, guys. We have our 2 cards from tonight. Our Peaceful Deer card, which I have to say, this is my favorite tonight. I really like this card. I think it turned out really nice. I do like my little Crumpy here at the door, though. He's cute, isn't he? Isn't he cute? something different. So this is a really cute set. If you really like it, it's an early release, like I said, for the mini catalogue, but it's available now, and you can buy it as a bundle and save the 10% on stamps and dies if you get them now. If you're ordering it pretty much straight away, you've got a good chance of getting it by the time they have the live event next Saturday. So that's definitely worth knowing as well, because sometimes you know, you want something for a particular occasion. Here in New South Wales, normally I say to my customers usually a week, just to cover myself, and it's usually there in under a week. So but you know, then again, there have been times that we've had problems with Australia Post or whoever doing deliveries and taking their sweet time. I don't know why that seems to happen sometimes, and you know, we do have occasional issues. Oh, the heart die. I know, it's nice, isn't it? I do like the... Oh, you've just got yours, Megan? Yeah, so it's a really nice set, and I wanted to play with it, and I will be playing with it again, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it next weekend at the card making day, World Card Making Day event. So that will be a public event. I'll try and get the link out beforehand if it's available. I'll try and do that, and I'll send a reminder in my newsletter this week as well. So I hope everyone is well, guys. If you don't get my newsletters, head over to my blog, and I'm just going to put the blog address up on the screen for you. Head over to my blog, because that will allow you to sign up for the newsletter. If you're on a computer, you go down just under the banner over on the right hand side, and you'll see there's a sign up form there to get the newsletter. Okay, and normally I send out newsletters about probably every maybe twice a month, but lately with the craft along event, I've been sending out a couple of reminders, so there's been a couple of extra ones. But I hope that I try and pack my newsletters as much as I can full of information and videos and samples and things like that, because I know that you guys want to see what's new and what you can do with different things. So I try and pack all that information into my newsletters. So if you don't receive my newsletter already, definitely sign up for it. Okay, that's a really cool thing to do. And then also in my newsletter at the beginning of October, I'll be announcing what the next craft along theme is. Don't forget, if you haven't placed an order yet in September, you might want to do that this week, because everybody who orders $60 or more in September will receive the packet of supplies to make the craft along project with me in October, and the date is October 22nd for that. So all that information will be coming out to you and be up on my blog and everywhere I can find to put it. But if you have already ordered this month in September, and we've had a few orders come through, when you have ordered, you don't need to worry about it. You are already going to be getting, your name will be on the list to be getting a supply pack for the next craft along event. So I hope everyone is well. Thank you so much for staying with me tonight. And Solvega, thank you for suggesting the Peaceful Deer set, because I haven't used it in a while and it's fun to use it again. And then it was also fun to play with something new. So there we go. I hope everyone is well. Stay safe and stay happy. And I will see you Friday night and Sunday night next weekend. And for some of you, I may see you during the week. Team members, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.